Ryan Knight's here with Extreme Vision Reviews. Check this out. I did something today. My Promark now has a gimbal. Now, the problem with putting a gimbal on one of these things is you can't just put any gimbal on it, because this thing actually, when you plug it in, the camera actually goes over the top of the wires, so you can't even see the wires, which, you know, is great because you don't have a bunch of wires showing or something to get hung up on or anything like that. So it covers the wires up. Well, if you try to put a gimbal on it, you can't get anything else on there. You know, it's really a pain to do. So I kind of rigged something up and figured out how to put a gimbal on this. Now, I can't take it off right now because it's pretty much, once you have it on, you might as well just not even mess with it, because it's a pain to take apart, because you have to do it piece by piece. Now, take one of these. I'll say I got zip ties in this because it had a problem with it coming apart. But you just put, if you do that, make sure you keep it, keep your zip ties loose to where it actually functions still as a gimbal, because if you get too tight, you defeat the purpose. But this is pretty much what I used. It's this little thing right here. It's not much, but it's better than what I had. So in order to do this, as you see, there really is no way to actually stick it on there without, because you're going to cover the wires up, and of course the wires are not long enough to allow the camera to go over the top and slide on. So you kind of just can't do it. Well, what I done was, I drilled a U shape out of this right here, right in this area on both sides. Now this one's deeper. The one that hooks to the bottom of the Promark, you slide it on like this. Well, this one has got a deeper cut than this side, because you need it deeper to be able to still plug everything in, because you're going to have to unplug the camera to do all this. And then you take this gimbal apart. You slide this on. Now you're going to have to trim these up right here too. Trim them from the back side right here. Kind of trim them down, make them real thin. You ain't got to, take a lot off, but take just a little hair of it off, and then slide on, and it will actually lock on. Then you plug in the camera. Then you got to put your rubbers on inside it. Then you put this on. Then you put your camera on. So you got to do it by steps, because you can't put everything together or it won't work properly. I mean, it's a pain, but the reason why you got to do it like that is because you got to be able to put the bottom piece or the top piece on first that hooks onto the drone. Then you got to plug the camera in, because you can't do it with it all together. You won't be able to get it plugged in right. So if you take it apart, you put this piece in, plug the camera in, let it kind of dangle a little bit, put your rubber grommets in there, then put this on, then slide the camera on it. There you go. You got a gimbal on the Promark GPS. I thought that was pretty good. I had come up with something, because we all admit, the camera is great on it. I like the way it works out, but having a gimbal on it would help tremendously. So I'm going to give it a try, see how it does. I'll have a before video that I took without this on, and then an after video with this on. And hopefully there is a huge difference, I'm hoping. Because just the fact that it wouldn't move at all, and now it's got all this play to it now. So if you're wondering about how to put a gimbal on that, just you can get on eBay and you can find these really cheap. I got quite a few of these, so, and just make sure you cut this out right here, trim these from the back, trim them right there. I mean, just a hair is all it needs. Then the side that hooks to the camera, you need to trim it back to probably about to right there. I mean, and it's got to be probably as wide as my finger is. I mean, it's pretty much in the shape of my finger, just like that. It's how much you got to cut out, because you got to allow it, because that one plug on the camera is wide. So you got to make it wide enough to fit that plug in. So that's why I say do it probably about like that right there. And then on this side, all you got to do is go up to that line right here. Trim these, and then you'll be good to go. You got to do it step by step, so that way you can plug everything up right. Because if you try to put this on, it's going to be hard, very hard to plug the camera in. It's a lot easier if you take this apart, do it step by step, putting it together, then sliding the camera on. It'll be it sounds like a pain, but it's a lot easier, trust me. The hardest part about the whole situation is putting rubber grommets back in it. You know, they can be a pain, especially when they're already mounted. Now, if you got it out like this, it's nothing to it. But when you got it mounted on something, trying to actually get it on can be a pain. So just take your time with it. Be gentle. It can be done. Trust me, I did it. So to anybody out there that want to know how to put some, you know, it ain't the best thing, but it's something better than nothing. So if you want a gimbal, you know, and it's got to be like that, because, you know, like I said, the wire isn't long enough. So you got to have something small to get in there and still allow for it. So that's why I got that. So if you want a gimbal on the Promark GPS with the stock camera still, that's how you do it. Now, a lot of people probably just change it out. You know, I really don't want to change it out because I like having the control. I like having all the functions that it has. So that's why I leave it on there, and I found a way to do the gimbal. So now that y'all know how to do that, have fun, be safe. This is Ryan Knights. Y'all be safe.